What's up, guys? Frosty P here, and I'm going to do a ultimate beginner's guide to building. Now, I just started and I just landed. As far as I know, there's two landing spots, the other one being on the beach, but this is the spot that I want. If you want to follow this guide exactly, then, you know, start the game over again, unfortunately, until you land here, or you could always just run here. Let's get Kelvin up. What's up, dude? So I'm going to get him to gathering some logs. Obviously, that's going to be the first step to building a base. So I'm going to show you all the things that you need to know about how to build, how to manipulate the system as far as like using the new building system. Some guides on how to do some little, maybe more difficult or things you don't necessarily know about. Let's see here. Build, nope, not build, get logs and drop here. Can you do that? Huh? Can you? I don't like how they always push Kelvin when they give him the initial note. Alright. So first things first, you're going to hit I to open your inventory. You're going to have to open this emergency pack to get your axe. So here's some quick notes. He's going to drop the logs somewhere right around here, and they have a tendency to roll down the hill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple logs right there as a kind of a stop so that they don't roll down the hill. Let me help him chop this one down real quick. Show you what I mean. So about like, well, that stump will help too, so maybe about right here. So this is a good time to tell you that the first thing you do is you see this outline here. You can hold Q and R to rotate it, but that is the outline of where your log is going to go. And then as you can see, it's got another outline that'll put it right on top. You can push the C button, pick it up, and if you go to the corner, see that little outline, that'll make it go up. You also have arrows like this, where you can make it go that way. Now you see it's not making a square exactly, it's slanted, it's going downhill. If I were to add another one going this direction, you see how it lifts it up. And then finally one, whoops, not that way, finally one more like so. And now you have a flat square and it automatically lifts you up over here. Now that little piece right there is not a real piece. So you can't really do much with it. It's more of a visual way of lifting that up. So I can't actually, like for example, if I put a piece there, and by the way, you can hit G to drop or throw, and you can't hurt people that way. Kelvin, your teammate, whatever, so be careful. Now, if you hold down the C button, to see it, you gotta hold it down. You can take that piece up. Just put it there out of the way. Now, I can't take this piece. There's an X. Why? Well, but that one's just going straight up, but that little piece that's going straight up on doesn't exist. It's actually a part of this piece, so I can't remove that piece until I remove that piece first, see? So, go ahead and get those out of the way. Sometimes the highlight doesn't like to show up. I don't know why. Just pick that up and put it back down. There we go. So now I'll put my 2-log little buffer right there. So any of the logs that are here that roll down will get caught. And I'll probably do one over here also, because sometimes they do roll this way. So that's how I like to get set up. In this spot or any spot, really, depending on where he's dropping the logs, depending on which way they may roll. That way they'll stay here. So, this is a great spot to build for a lot of reasons. One, there's animals everywhere. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squirrels and a rabbit on that one rock. Another rabbit, another rabbit. There'll be deer all over the place. There's fish galore inside of this pond. And of course, every time you log in, these little crates are all going to be full again. So, every time you log in, you can get more supplies. Duct tape is a real pain in the butt to get. Like, for example, you need duct tape, your knife, which you already have, and then 2 sticks. Well, you can get sticks anywhere. Your knife you already have. So, and this is to make a spear. So after, here I'll just show you. So to combine stuff, well, I don't have any sticks, but you would click the sticks, click the knife, and click duct tape to make one spear. Well, if you throw it, you might have lost it. So you need one duct tape per spear, and duct tape is not that abundant. So it's nice to be able to log in and out right next to a bunch of supplies. So that's another reason to build here. Now you want it to be flat. I was making another video as a test video to show some techniques, and I actually built right here, going across the stream. I thought it'd be kind of cool. You got a lot of layers here that end up making it complicated. I think I may actually do that again in this video, because that's a nice flat rock. And I actually think it's cool to build right here. So I think I'm going to do it again. Just to make life easier, so I'm going to build something like right here. This is going to be your beginning house. Basically just going to fill up this rock. You can have a little deck that goes out into the water, stuff like that. But to make my life easier later, I'm actually going to start here. So, you see we have the outline, but I want it to go up. So if you right click, it'll be a circle instead, and this will allow you to lay it upwards. And it won't always let you place another one right on top. I can't really get to it very well. So instead, you're going to have to come at it like this. You have to brace that piece before it'll let you put another one on top. Okay? So now I should be able to put another one. Should be able. Okay, not yet. So I might have to lift this up. So if you get close and you get the angle of your camera right, it's got that curving upward arrow. So what's going to happen is you're going to put a piece under there. It's automatically going to chop it for you. So that was, it looks like a half piece. That piece looks longer, but that's just a glitch. Because you see, that log is way longer than I started with. It's just an animation glitch to make it kind of, not really a glitch, but to make it, otherwise it would be standing in the air. It'd be chopped off about like right there, and it wouldn't make any sense. So that piece is actually a half piece, even though it looks longer than that. So here, now I can build up from there. And I'm just going to build off of that. That way later on, if I want to expand in such a way that I need to build down there, I actually can start with that piece and come off. So now I can start coming out that way, and you see it automatically put that little piece there and raise me up off the ground a little bit. Grab a couple more and come this way, and maybe one more. No, not that. Shoot, I didn't want to chop that piece up. That's alright. You're going to need plenty of half pieces later. It may actually be better. Come back. It may actually be better to do it that way here as well. It'll let me. I don't think it's going to let me. Well, you can brace it like that. So when you get up in the corner... Oh, what? Interesting. That is not going to let me connect that way. Okay, so these aren't... Oh, that was weird. It wouldn't snap, but there, we got it. Oh, let me take one more brace piece. So again, if you want to make a brace in the corner, which can add stability, and you'll need it on higher levels, which I'll show you later when we get to it. But right there, the little curved arrow is going to put it in like so. So that's going to be a little stronger. I don't know the extent of the system as far as how much weight you can put, how much height without bracing it. But as we saw down there, it wouldn't let me put simply 2 logs on top of each other without a brace. So with that brace, I can now go up. It'll let me go up right here as well. But if I didn't have those 2 braces there, like the brace allows me to go up right here, and I think it extends you out 1 more. But then if you went out 2, you would have to brace it again to go up again. Alright, so that was a little bit more complicated than necessary for a beginner house. The rest of it will be more simple. But if you are building, just take note in an area that has a low spot that you may want to build in later, or maybe you think you want to extend this out with a porch. Well, with a porch, you're not going to be able to just put this log out. Here, let me show you what I mean. You're not going to be able to just put that log outward and then build a floor on it. It's not going to let you. So what you're going to have to do, so let's say we come out here, come out 1 more. Now I want to build a patio that sticks out over the water there. So the first thing I'd have to do is come down, like that. And so what it would do is like this, it would lay this piece angled down to the ground, and then you would have to brace it right there, and then you would actually have a piece that sticks out flat, which would allow you to then build a deck. But this won't. Red arrow. Why? Because it's way too long to get down there to the bottom, so you would never be able to build a deck here. You would actually, I had to do it in another video that I may or may not post, but essentially I had to build like this kind of weird contraption. Instead of starting at the ground and making it easier, I had to start at the top, and I had to zigzag and work my way down, which was overly complicated, just to finally get down there and then build over to this way so that I could get enough height with a scaffolding down there that I could finally actually lay this piece. Then I would brace that piece like we did here, and then I would remove everything at the bottom once that piece was braced, and then I would be left with just a stick poking out. Basically it would look like this, but it would stop right there, and you would just have a single piece jutting out, and then you could use that to build your deck, which I'll do here in a little bit. But so you can't put that piece there. So in this case, that's why you want to find the lowest point that you possibly might build on and start there and work your way up, because I can build from here, and I can build my scaffolding from the bottom, and then I can build that deck. So I'll go ahead and do that right now, show you what I mean. So I'm going to lift that piece up, that little curved arrow. I'm going too fast, sorry about that, but the curved arrow, I'll try and linger so you can see the arrows next time. Oh, now the white arrow will allow me to go down. See? Because now it has something to connect to. And because it won't, as far as I know, just connect to anything. It's got to be spaced appropriately. And because this is from this to that spot is exactly 1 length, right? 1 building unit, let's call it. Well, that down there is 1 building unit over, 1 building unit down. So essentially it's 2 building units. So that threshold allows you to lay down that diagonal, I don't know, 1 to 2 building unit length log, however you want to say it. So now at that point, I can get another half piece and I can brace that. The cut one. So here we go. To cut your wood, you can't just look at it. You got to kind of angle it right until you get that red dotted line, and then it will cut it in half. So we can cut that in half. We can cut it in half again to get a quarter, and if you go to a long one, you can actually cut it there, and that'll give you a 3/4, 1/4 split in case you need that at some point. So let me bring these half pieces over here. It's always a half piece as far as I know. It seems to always be a half piece that you're going to use for bracing and other things like that. So let me put that there just for right now. So is this going to let me brace? No, it is not. So that's not going to let me brace it because it's already attached, it looks like. So in that case, I'm actually going to have to go up here. Jump down. And then I can go across like that. Okay, so sometimes you have to do that. Diagonal wasn't going to let you brace it because it was already connected. It's not going to let you brace off of that because it's not a real piece. See? That wasn't a real piece to begin with, so that's why it's not going to let you brace. So, see if this will let us lift up. It's not going to let me lift up. Okay. Sometimes it gets complicated like that. So let's lay that piece first. Not going to let me. Okay. Grab another piece. Let's get a quarter piece and see if that does anything for us. Oh. So, okay. In that case, where am I at? Right here. We'll brace it there. See, sometimes you gotta do these long, annoying workarounds to get stuff to work the way you want it. Don't let me go under here. No. Why? What is your problem, sir? There, we got it. Finally. Finally let me put that quarter... Was it a quarter piece? Yeah. Finally got that quarter piece under there. Kelvin, why are you still in my logs, you jerk? If you notice, when I'm not using a log, I put it like that. That's so, one, it doesn't roll away, and two, so Kelvin doesn't steal it. So is it going to let me brace now? I wonder if it's because of that one. Yes, it is. There we go. Finally, we got it. So sometimes you just got to keep at it and keep working it until you get it. So now we can take that piece out. And we can take that. No, not that one. That one. Oh, it doesn't want to let me. Oh, that's not braced right there. That's why. So when we brace this piece... why won't it let you brace? If we don't brace that piece right there, then we're not going to be able to get rid of any of that later. Kelvin! Well, let's try... Can't pull those off. Okay, let me pull that off first. Okay. One little piece. See it? What? Okay. Why did it let me brace it if that wasn't a real piece? There's your problem. That's not going to let me go under it. Okay. Maybe it's too close to the rock's edge. Alright, what we'll do... So instead of there, let's move it a little closer. And I kind of want to change the angle. Let's see if we can put it more like that. Not going to let me connect to this? What the heck? Oh, because it's a fence, technically. Okay. When you put two logs next to each other, it starts to become a fence and not a structure. The angle to be more like this way. So you can, if you saw me rotating around it, you can change the angle that's going to lay that down. That's going to matter when you start getting up here to the top. So let's lift that up. At there. And then we'll lay that there. So now we can lift that piece. Moved it a little bit closer. Where's the wood I just threw? There it is. So now that's going more parallel to this edge over here, which is going to work out better. The other one was kind of cockeyed. Lift that up. Perfect. That one's not tall enough to lift that up. It's fine. Support that now. So now everything's working the way we want it. So this is probably going to be a 3/4 piece. Huh. No, it looks more like a half. Well, my half piece didn't want to load in there. That's fine. Okay. So now we should be able to get rid of all this stuff down here. Now I'm going to leave the scaffolding because when I get over, I'll go ahead and lay that right there. When I start getting over to the other, further down the line, I'm going to need something down at the bottom to use to work my way back up. Okay. So it's starting to get dark. I forgot to do this earlier. As soon as you get a tarp, go ahead and build a tent so you can save it. I don't have any sticks. Because you can actually come back to this every time you start a new game, which is what I meant to do as soon as I landed. That way I don't have to go through the cutscene again. So to build a tent, I'll have that in a different video of just general gameplay, but just put the sticks in like that. And then go ahead and save it. A new save. I want to save it again. There's another new save. How about one more time? There we go. Then I can come back if I want to do a new video or a new build, and I'm at least partially already done. So I'm going to brace all that extra. So that does help you, because if you get attacked, they're going to have to break the bottom pieces off before they can break the top pieces off. So now, come across here, here. Let's lift that up. And put that there. Get that half piece. That doesn't want to lift up. Are we too close to the edge again? Ooh. Let's try the 1/4 piece. It's not working. Can we brace it from here? We can. Okay, so we may have to skip that piece. It may be too close to the edge to brace it the way you want. Alright, let's get some more logs. Okay. So that was the long roundabout way of getting to where we want to go, which is the base of your starter structure. So to lift that one up, it's probably going to be a 3/4 piece because it's a little longer. Yeah. So then we'll come off here. So now I'm going to need 3 half pieces to lift those up. Now, as you saw, this piece doesn't have anything under it. It lifted up automatically when I drop the next one. That one's not going to have as much stability as this one because you have a separate full piece under it. Not one of those magic pieces that just appears when you're putting logs together like we saw earlier. So that'll be a weak spot. Oh, it doesn't want to let me lift here? Really? Why not? Huh. So you can brace it under there, but for some reason it doesn't want to let you put anything under it or lift it up. So yeah, that piece is too small. That's not going to help me. Okay, so let me try and get a couple more half pieces and then stop for a second and see what we have going. I'm dying of hunger and thirst. Oh, stop, stop. Okay. That one won't let me get under it. That one won't. That one won't. At least I can brace that one. How did I get under that earlier? I don't think I did. I think that's not a real piece. Oh, it is a real piece. Is it? I don't remember putting one there. No, it's not. Okay. So that's not a real piece right there. But it will let me put off of it. So that's nice. Not gonna let me come under that. Not gonna let me come under there either. Alright. So we'll go ahead and brace over here though. It'll let me drink and eat before I die. Get a couple more of these long ones and finish this base. So now it did put a piece under there. Let's see if we can brace right there as well. Okay, so now that we have the base structure, actually let's come out this way a little more too. I'm gonna put a log right here because you can use that to walk up. Otherwise it's going to be a pain to get up and down and around that area. Try one more thing. Are you going to let me put anything there? That is no. What about here? There we go. So there's support there and there. Nice, nice. So now we have support everywhere, I believe. Except right there. Nice, a quarter piece. Perfect. Now we're in business. Okay, so this part of the house, I don't know, we'll worry about it later. Alright, so, all that work, what we end up with is this structure. And this is the basis of your building. And it doesn't have to be a rectangle, be a square, or another type of shape. You can make it like an L or whatever if you want. So I know that was the long way around it, but you do need supports, beams, do need scaffolding sometimes to get to places, and yeah. So let's get this front door working. That's not going to let me lift up. That one will. Sure you don't want to lift up? Okay, so we can brace it there. That one will lift up. Wait, didn't I just have two pieces? Oh, I never picked the other one up. Okay, so after we brace it, we can go up under there. And then, you know, if you're worried about mutants, you can put braces everywhere. That way your house doesn't fall down as easily. I want to incorporate something across the stream here. Maybe come out one more time, pop that up, and then build a ramp over it, or stairs over it. So we can get that to go up. Okay. One issue I can see already is that since this house is 3, no, it's 2 across. We can't put stairs in the middle. So we're going to have to pick a side. So probably right here. Because actually might go out into the lake a little bit anyway, so prop that one up too. If it'll let us, it won't. Brace it there instead. Then come down like that. So now that we have these two, oh, they're not parallel. Shit. Since those aren't parallel, we can't put stairs on them. So what are we going to do to fix that? I think we're going to have to lift that up with a quarter. Okay, so these two aren't even, so there's a little bit of a problem. So let's see if we can fix it. Oh, there's a quarter piece. We lift this up with a quarter piece right here. You're really not going to let me? Okay. There we go. Is that parallel now? Pretty close. I don't think there's close. I think it either is or isn't. Yes. So, you see these two lines. That means I'm going to split a log. Because you see the two lines are splitting apart. That's what that indicates. And it means they're going to go like a ramp. If I right click, this wavy line shows me it's going to make stairs, which is what I want. So the bottom part's a little wonky. Let me try something. I want to put a log across the bottom. If I can. Yes. Because what that will allow is you can build a single step. You get a single split piece of wood. Oh man, it might not let me because it's too... ground's not even. Okay, so check this out. If you put a piece there, and then you put this right there, it kind of makes a single ramp stair. That's what I was trying to do right there. But because the ground's not even, I don't think it's going to let me do it. Might have to come out like so and just build a floor right there. It's probably the only way to get that to work and look okay because of the crack in the rock there. Cover up that hole like that. Okay. So there's our little front patio. And I like it going over the stream like that. I think it's kind of cool. And then we'll need a lot more logs to get inside there. Once you have your structure and you put as much little scaffolding as you want, the base is going to take you a while, but you know it's good. It's important. The longer you spend on your base, the less likely your entire base is to fall apart if you get attacked. Because I've had mutants and they go through your stuff very quickly. And I would much rather spend a little extra time on the base right now. You don't have to do all that, though. You also don't have to go squares. Like, you don't have to have... For the floor, you don't need to have wood going both directions, making crosses and squares everywhere. I'll show you what I'm talking about. You don't have to do this and make squares everywhere for your base. It will be stronger if you do it, though. And so if you put squares and you put braces everywhere, you're going to end up with a super strong base. Well, not necessarily strong. It'll just take them longer to kill, to break apart, which means it'll take them longer to break your overall house. So there's that. But I'm going to go ahead and end this for a minute, and we need a lot more wood. So I'm going to help him chop and then come back.